Oh, hey everybody. We'll be back to the countdown in just a minute. I just realized, you know what? I'll just go back to the countdown because I kind of like that music. I'll figure this out in a minute. Here we go. I can unmute my mic and say, we're going to go in 2 minutes. Okay, I screwed up the timer a little while ago, and so I'm going to go ahead and start right now. Let's see, we should be on this camera. Yeah, there we go. So that was my fault, and I'm not going to extend the time. I appreciate you taking the time to be here, and so I want to honor your time and respect that, and so we're going to start right on time. Hello, everybody. It is 7:30 on Thursday, February the 25th. And this is the meeting, the weekly meeting of the Flipping America RIA. I am so glad that you're here. Now, you may have seen the email I sent out just a little while ago. Our guest tonight, Bill Jennings, contacted me late this afternoon and said, man, I'm so sorry. Medical emergency, that's the abridged version of the thing. He needed to be with his family tonight. Everybody's going to be okay. But there's an issue that required hospitalization. That's all I want to say, all right? And so Bill couldn't be with us tonight. And my answer to that is the same thing I tell my staff. Family first, okay? We'll be fine. We're going to reschedule you. We'll get Bill back. And Lana, I know, is working on that. So what we're going to do tonight is I thought it over when I started thinking about what can we do tonight. I thought, you know what? I never take the time to tell you everything that Flipping America has going on or some of the reasons behind it. So I thought what I would do tonight is let you in on a little behind the scenes peek at what's happening, what's being planned, what's being thought of. And I put one of our videos on speed dial, so to speak. We bumped it up ahead of a lot of other stuff because we were planning to show this little segment next Wednesday in the meeting and make this kind of a regular part of the Wednesday meetings. But I went ahead and finished it so we could get it to you tonight and let you see it because I think you'll like it. I hope you will. I'd really like your feedback on it. All right, but let's do the announcements. Let me get the right button here. All right. Well, tonight is the unsecured business lines of credit, but of course I just told you Bill's not going to be here, so we're not going to be able to do that tonight, but we will get him back. And so you'll see this artwork again in the next few weeks whenever we have an open slot on the schedule, and that matches an open day on Bill's schedule too. I know Lana's got it scheduled out several weeks or maybe a few months in advance, but we'll see if we have some openings or some people we can move around. Because I wanted you to be able to tap into some money so you could get some deals done. You could use this money to buy bore houses. You could use this money to buy training. You could use this money to make down payments with hard money lenders. There are a lot of things. And the thing I really like about this is it's not a loan that you got to start paying back day one. This is a series of credit cards that Bill has a very strategic way. I was so impressed when I heard his full presentation. That's why I asked him to do it for you guys. Um, he has a very strategic way and knows exactly the right sequence and which banks and lenders and credit card providers to contact. But basically, he's going to get you a stack of credit cards based on your business credit and not attached to your personal credit. You're going to want to be here the night that we get Bill back to do this. Okay? Time for the pledge. Put your hand on your heart, and here's the Thursday night pledge. I have a massive vision which creates massive pressure, leading to massive action, which is the only chance I have to achieve massive results. The world doesn't owe me success. God doesn't owe me success. No one but me is going to work for my success. Therefore, no one will work harder for their success than I will for mine. I will give my all and then a bit more, so tomorrow my all will be more. Think about that in terms of like weight training. Give your all, work to the point of exhaustion, then just push it one more time with a spotter so you're doing it safely. And you really can't get it, but then you keep on doing that. One day very soon, after appropriate rest and hydration, you will get that. And that's how you grow in the gym. That's how you grow your brain. I really believe it. That's how you grow anything that you're trying to grow. Push yourself to the limit and then push a little bit more. I will give my all and then a little bit more, so tomorrow my all will be more. This is how you increase your capacity as a human being. Okay, this is coming up next Wednesday, the Happiness Dividend. Jonathan DeYo is, I hope I'm saying that right, he is going to be here with us to talk about how peace and prosperity can coexist in your life. Sound like a novel idea? He doesn't want you to be involved in the grind, in the push, and the work. Yeah, we've got to do all those things, but there is a way that you can be mindful about money and prosperity where it doesn't seem like every day is a drudgery. Okay, that's next Wednesday. Next Thursday night, I'm going to introduce a new course. I'm going to talk to you about it in a few minutes. REI by the Numbers. It's a new course that we've got coming out through the Flipping America Academy, and I'm going to do one of the lessons, maybe give you an overview of the entire course. That's next Thursday night. And one of the things that I will always say is, what happens is we go out and we look at a piece of property and we love that property. Oh, it's a beautiful piece of property. I love that property. Don't even let yourself start thinking that till you see the numbers. Because if the numbers don't work, move on. Don't let yourself start getting emotionally attached. I've dealt with this in my own life. I've seen it in many others who are just getting into the game. You see some house that's, it's just so much potential, so much beauty. And then when the numbers don't work, we start trying to get optimistic in we could do this, we could do that, and we try to make it fit. Every time I've tried to make it fit, it was a mistake. Start with the numbers, then love the house. How about that? And we'll talk about what those numbers are and how to arrive at them and how to put them together into some formulas and ratios. And I've got some things in this course that I've never heard anyone else teach, but I can't believe no one else is teaching it because they are very important. So we'll be talking about that next week. Okay, this is a networking event. And it looks like my image over here is too big. I can adjust that. Look at that. Magical. So in the chat, say hello to each other. Tell us where you're from. If you've got questions for me during the thing, put them in the Q&A tab. I will open up my Q&A tab here in a minute, so I'll be able to see your questions. And I will stay here and answer your questions as long as you want to. And we're just going to have a little fun tonight because of the one little surprise I've got. Video is for one thing, but we're just going to really talk casually. And also, the other thing I'm going to do is, what I might do is when I see your question, if you're up for it, I may just unmute you. And a lot of people that were registered for the call are not here. I understand that. This is not what we've been talking about in marketing. I get it. It's all right. This ain't church. I'm not going to try to make you guilty for not showing up. Okay. So I'm glad you're here, and we'll talk together, and I'll probably create a way for you to talk as we go along. All right. all of you know, Flipping America is a show. It's a podcast. I hope you're listening, and I hope that you'll do me one favor. If you like what you hear, tell a friend or three and help me grow the listening audience, okay? I didn't mean to go backwards there. But now this is what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight. And look at that. It's off the frame again. There we go. There we go. All right. I want to talk to you a little bit about Flipping America and what all of it is. This started in 2017 when I did a show in late 2016. I was on another guy's show, Jim Beach's show, The School for Startups, which is a good show, very interesting. He interviews a couple of entrepreneurs on every show, and he interviewed me for his show. And when we got finished, before we hung up from the call, he said, "Roger, you really should think about doing your own show, man. You're a natural at talking." And I said, "Yep." So said every one of my elementary school teachers and my mother all my life long. But, and I've been a public speaker, and I've been a teacher and a college professor. And, but I also, when I thought about doing a TV show, I had a little conversation about that 8, 9 years ago now with a producer. And I asked about, how much time does it take and so forth. When I thought about it, I thought, well, I don't know. You know, I don't see it really paying off. Okay, so he bugged me and bugged me and bugged me for 3 months, and I finally launched the show in April of 2017. And here's how he convinced me, because in 2015 and 2016, I started thinking about getting into the education space. I had seen some things going on. I'd been to some of the seminars. I've been to the hotel room seminars, and I'd been to other networking events that led to other seminars around money, entrepreneurship, business, and that sort of thing. And I was getting a feel for the way the seminar industry worked. And to be honest with you, I really didn't like it. It seemed like slime to me. The things that they did, the techniques that these professional presenters would use to get people to run to the back of the room, to sign up to spend thousands of dollars for courses that they really could learn the content a lot more cheaply somewhere else, and they'd probably be better off if they hadn't even been there. But I watched this happening over and over again. And then I also watched the house flipping TV shows. And I know they're just designed to be entertainment, but that's really the only value they have. They've inspired a lot of people. Of course, I think the popularity of my show is due in part to the popularity of those TV shows. That's why we took the name Flipping America, because house flipping is very popular. And we wanted people to listen to the show. But on those shows, I'm not saying that they're being dishonest. They just don't tell you all of the information. They usually don't tell you what the carrying costs are, the holding costs. They don't talk to you about the commissions. They say, bought it for this, sold it for this, and subtract those two, and we made this much. Not really. It doesn't work that way. And so I didn't like that part. And I still watch the shows occasionally, but I haven't in some time, just to be honest with you. If you ask me about some current house flipping show that's out there now, I wouldn't know because I haven't seen it. They all kind of follow the same formula. They will throw something in there to add drama to it, just for the sake of having a little drama and getting you to stay in your seat until the end of the next commercial break. But there's plenty of drama in real estate investing and flipping. You don't have to manufacture any. The only thing about the drama that's real is it's not that riveting. Sometimes it's gut wrenching and it hurts. And I don't know how good a TV that would make. And then in the end, you're not making the big shiny numbers that they tended to talk about. So I wanted to do something different. When I got into the education space, I wanted to do something different. And guess what? My approach was not as popular as the hotel room gurus, and I didn't get all of the clicks that the drama queens on the house flipping TV shows would get, because I'm just me. I'm down to earth. I'm a real person. I'll talk to you like it is, and I'll charge you a fair price to tell you some of the things that I know. That's sort of been my approach all along. And we've learned a lot of things about what to do and what not to do as we've been, refining our offerings. And I'll get into that with the Flipping America Academy. And we're still working and improving. So that's a little bit about the show. And the show, the reason I agreed to start the show is Jim told me, look, if you want to do training, you've got to have followers. I didn't have any followers. I'd never really done any real networking around real estate investing other than to meet a few wholesalers. But I had never tried to establish a following. So in order to get that credibility and to sell courses and to teach people real estate, I had to do the show. And it's okay. I haven't been focused so much on selling. I've been focused on providing the very best content that I can and constantly working to improve that. But now it's time, maybe, to start really seeing our audience grow and cash in. Hopefully, because I've had to scale back my flipping activity and give up a good bit of income in order to do the show and do these meetings. And hopefully it's all going to pay off at some point. You know, I am a philanthropist. I do give away money and I do help people for free, but I do plan for all of it to come back, you know, one way or another. So I didn't ever mean to start the RIA. I've told you this story before. We were just hanging out for lunch, having a meeting. I did lead a networking event, a once a month meetup here in Atlanta, and we called it Flipping Atlanta. And I didn't have any real other plans for it. I didn't start the group. I didn't intend to ever have one of these groups, but I used to go to this one and I liked it. And when the organizer stepped down, she had some personal issues going on in her life. I asked a couple of other guys in the group to step up and take leadership, and nobody would. So I said, well, I don't want to let it fail. There's 229 of us in this group, and I want it to continue. I want to keep meeting and hanging out with these people because I like them. So I kept that group, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't care. I just wanted to hang out with the people who wanted to hang out. And when I started the lunch meeting, same thing. I didn't really care. I'm going to be eating lunch at Bourbon over here. It's my favorite little Italian place right down the street from where I live. If you want to come and have lunch with me and talk real estate, fine. I'm not going to charge you, and I'm not going to charge you for any advice that I may give you during the meeting. And I keep finding out that I helped a lot of people get started in a real estate career that came through that meeting over the few years, and I didn't even remember helping them. Just had one earlier this week when I was doing a clubhouse call. I knew this person's name, but I didn't really know that I'd helped her get into her first property. So that was cool. And it was kind of fun. And, you know, that little group grew from 2 to 5 to 50 to 35 and 15 and 45. And, you know, you never could tell who was going to come week after week. And I never attached my ego to it. I really didn't care. We were just having a good time. But my good friend Gordon Katz told me one day, you know, you really ought to turn these meetings into a RIA. And so that started us talking about mid-2019. We started talking about forming a RIA. What would it look like and that sort of thing, and how would it work? And so we came up with some things. And I decided in year number 1, we're mainly just going to focus, well, I didn't mean to hit that. I think I went backwards. We're mainly just going to focus on trying to build some momentum and try to get some local chapters. And we did pretty well with that. You all have heard me say that we are now 30 chapters across the country. And in our meetup groups, we have just over 10,000 members. And that is really cool. I can't tell you what an honor it is to be in touch with that many people. And I'm thrilled to death about that part. Now, if we could just get all 10,000 of you to send me $10 a month, we'd be great. I wouldn't even have to flip houses anymore, right? But we haven't figured out how to make that happen. So we do have a membership thing in here, and I don't talk about this very much. You know, y'all hear this if you're here week after week. But if you go to the bit.ly/FARRIA join, that's a link to a page on the Flipping America RIA website, and this is what it looks like. The individual membership is $100 a year. That's pretty reasonable. And you can also join for $10 a month. That's really reasonable to let you have a monthly charge. And, you know, there are some features and benefits here. When we get back to meeting after the pandemic, our local chapters have the right and the privilege, because they have some costs associated with being a local leader. I want them to be able to recover their costs, and they're going to charge you probably $5 or $10 to come into a meeting unless you're a member of the RIA. If you are a member of the RIA, then you'll be able to get into those local meetings for free. Obviously, we're not doing any of the local meetings right now, so that's really kind of a moot issue. Not a big high motivation to join the RIA, but you get access to the members' content, and that's on Lana's list of projects to do, is to take all of the presentations from last year and get them posted and so forth. But since we haven't been charging for a membership, honestly, we've been focused on doing some things that actually bring in money to pay the bills, and not focusing on this so much. But it is on our list of things that we want to accomplish this year, to get all of these presentations that you see and hear. After we take them down from the YouTube page, then we'll keep them behind the membership paywall. Now, I'm going to say some things about the coaching program in just a few minutes, and you've heard me talking about the coaching program. And if you sign up for the coaching program, it involves a lot of online content delivery plus a weekly coaching call. And it's every Thursday night at 6, just shortly before we start this meeting. I have encountered a number of people, I am a trained educator. I have a master's degree in education, and I've encountered a number of people who don't learn well by sitting in a course. They fidget, they can't pay attention, they don't listen well, they don't want to take notes. It's not really their thing. Maybe they don't even read well. They learn more by doing, just a hands-on experience. So we've got this coaching membership available with the Flipping America RIA for people who want to learn this way. For $100 a month, you have access to the weekly coaching calls. That's 4 coaching calls a week. And I don't ever know how many people are going to be on the call. Tonight, there were 2. You could have been there asking your questions and getting real help with your specific issue on that coaching call. And that's a lot less expensive than the $6,000 full bore coaching program. You don't get access to the content, the online training that comes with the coaching program, but you do get onto the coaching call, and you can do that for $100 a month. Then, if you want to lead a local group, there is an opportunity for you right now. This is a limited time. It's got to go to $50 a month pretty soon, but right now it's $35 a month. You can take local leadership. The reason we charge you $35 a month is it costs me about $40 a month to set up the meetup group for you. That's what Meetup charges me. With all of the groups that we've got going out there, I'm paying Meetup just under $1,000 a month for the meetup groups, and I need to recover that cost from the local leaders, at least, so I'm not going in the hole $1,000 a month, right? And then there is a corporate member, and we haven't said anything about this. We haven't pursued this. We haven't pushed this. I put it in there because every other RIA in America has a corporate membership, but this is an opportunity for someone like a Bay Mountain Capital or someone to become a member of the RIA. Bay Mountain Capital actually sponsors us on another level, so I don't worry about collecting this money from them. But if a company wanted to be listed as one of our corporate partners on our website, that's something that's really just between us chickens. It's on the back burner, and it's not something that we're really pushing real hard for now. So there are the things that are a part of the Flipping America brand. I've talked about the show, I've talked about the RIA, and now I'll talk about the Academy for just a little bit. We are building an online academy, and if you remember a few weeks ago, I talked about setting your goals and your milestones and so forth. My big old hairy audacious goal for the first quarter of this year is to produce 20 miniature courses. Now, fortunately, some of the videos already shot, but about half of it isn't. I've got these courses planned. They're on paper. They're actually in Evernote, and we've got the outlines done. I just have to come into the studio here and shoot the video lessons, and put it all together. It's more time consuming than it seems like it should be, but it does take quite a bit of time to put one of these courses together. Here, what you see on screen are the 4 courses that are available right now. I've got a course called Show Me the Money that's $499. This is a whole course about creative deal structures. I've got the Quick Start course, which is $297, and I've got 2 free courses. Raising Private Money. This is like a 5-lesson miniature course with Dave Dubow, and I've made a special arrangement with Dave. We're kind of working with each other on this thing. Dave does almost all of the teaching in here. I just ask the questions. And at the end of it, if you want to sign up for Dave's full day workshop, it's $49. I pay for it. Okay, what we've got it set up, so I already got you covered. Now, what you have to do is reserve a seat by paying the $49, and then Dave gives it back because of this relationship that he and I have. And I've got him covered, and he's got you covered, and he can teach you how to raise private money. Then the other free course we've got is Find Your Fit in Real Estate Investing. This is where you probably ought to start. It's a free course to help you figure out what is the best real estate investing strategy for you. Here are the courses that are going to be released very soon that we're working on. REI by the numbers. This should be out before I do the presentation next week. It should be ready. And another course called Say What? The Words of Real Estate. You want to know what you're talking about? This is a whole course on the glossary. So you know the difference between deed and title, and what is a conveyance, and what are the different types of conveyance, and a whole lot of mortgage terminology, real estate terminology, and stuff that when I first got into business, I would sit there and go, oh, just faking it, and making mental notes to Google it when I got back home. That way I could look like I knew what I was talking about. This little course will help you know what you're talking about. And these courses are coming out very soon. And next on the list that's going to be produced is Contractor Possible. That's coming out. And then a course on confidence called I've Got This. All of these things are they're beyond the drawing board. They're mapped out, they're planned, and they're ready to go. Just waiting for me to get the studio time to produce them. So those are some things that are coming. In the end, there will be 20 of these short or longer courses. The contractor course is actually one of the longer courses, kind of like the Show Me the Money course. And we get into quite a bit of detail about that. Now, the thing about it is when you sign up for the Ultimate Coaching Program, and we have a new name for what I've been calling the 6-month. My marketing team says, don't call it a 6-month coaching program. That just tells people how long it lasts. That might even hurt sales. What you need is a new name for it. So we have a new name. And I've got 3 of those. And I probably should tell you those before I get off of this and start talking about the Buyers Club. We're about to have a 1-month program that's just designed to teach you fixing and flipping, to get you started on fixing and flipping. Then there is another program that will last about 3 months called Flipping. And we're going to call that first one Flip Starter because I already have the Flip Starter course out there. And we'll be adapting that material and making it a 1-month training series that you can take online. And then Flipping Mastery is next. And in 3 months' time, you basically will learn everything I know about flipping houses. It goes a little bit beyond, or a lot beyond, Flip Starter. And it includes things like flipping houses remotely, like I'm doing in different places around the country now. How you get that started, how do you set it up, how do you build your infrastructure, how do you truly scale your business and grow it to the point where you're flipping 100 houses a year, if that's what you want to do. All of that's in the Flipping Mastery. And then the longer program is going to be called, going forward, it's the Ultimate Real Estate Investing Machine. All right, that's the name the marketing people came up with. I like it, so that's what we're going to call it. It's no longer called the 6-month coaching program, the Ultimate Real Estate Investing Machine. And this has you taking more than 20 miniature courses online because I'm throwing in a couple from other providers, and I'm paying them as part of the thing. And then this library of courses in the Flipping America Academy, it's going to be completely open to you if you're in the Ultimate program. And you have access to take all of these courses, and you will have a chance to sign up for them all. And we'll explain how that works on the inside. All right, now let's talk about the Buyers Club. There we go. We've been doing webinars on this. This is not something that was in part of the grand plan from the very beginning, but if you come to the webinar, and we typically have these webinars every Tuesday night, if you come to the webinar, you'll find out sort of the seed that led to the thinking that formed the Buyers Club. But this is a new to me, it's not necessarily new, but new to me in the last 2 years, method of investing in cash flow by buying inexpensive houses and seller financing them as is to local people. And if you take a look at this screen right here, I've got a camera set up that's always pointing at this. we put a license tag up every time we buy a property in a state. And so these 25 states are states where we've bought properties in this program, and we're loving it. It's really pretty amazing. Um, it's an exclusive club. It's a private club. It costs money to join the club. But the cool thing is, once you buy a house in the club, I credit back the cost of membership. The reason is I'm not that interested in membership money. I'm marking up the houses $3,000. I've got a really cool system for finding them through the auction sites, and I can find 20 or 30 a week. I can't afford to buy 20 or 30 a week, which is why we have the Buyers Club in the first place. And so I'm going to mark them up $3,000. And if it's a fantastic deal where I could get away with marking it up $15,000, I'm still marking it up $3,000 and passing it on to the club. And so I'm not interested in your membership money. I just want you to pay to join the club, because that way I'll know you're serious about buying houses. Okay. Come to the webinar on Tuesday night. And if you need information about the webinar, you could send me an email, questions@flippingamerica.net. Questions@flippingamerica.net. Questions about any of this stuff you can put there. And then once I started the show, I had actually been thinking about this for probably a year before I even started the show, but I knew that I wanted this platform. Now, as it turns out, we have had a lot to learn about developing a technology platform. This isn't something as complicated as, say, the Home Depot website, but there are a lot, like thousands of moving parts. And we thought we were ready a year ago, and we launched this, and then I could see we were not ready. We had all kinds of problems with the user interface, and we had to go back to the drawing board. We've been back at the drawing board for a year, and we have worked really hard and spent an embarrassing amount of money to develop the Flipping America Network. This will be a platform for the buying and selling of investment real estate. Wholesalers, you never need to maintain a buyer's list again. All you have to do is download the Flipping America app to your phone. Because what's happening is buyers will come onto the platform and create a free profile and tell us where you want to buy. Give us the zip codes. Then they can search the platform for other properties and search other areas if they want to, or they can just sit back and wait. Wholesalers, instead of going out to a property, shaking hands on a deal, getting the paperwork filled out, and then taking a bunch of pictures or maybe a video and going back and loading them up into your Dropbox folder, create your flyer, and then send the flyer out to the buyer's list that you've spent months building up. And if you've done well, you've got 25 or 50 people on your buyer's list. And you know that most of them got on your list, but they don't ever buy anything. But, you know, hopefully you've got 2 or 3 that will buy, and you send it out and you hope, right? You got to maintain that buyer's list program. You've got to constantly be recruiting new buyers. So you've got to run your fake ads on Craigslist in order to build your buyer's list and do other things that the wholesale gurus teach you to do to build your buyer's list. Blah, 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 blah. How about this? You're out there at the property. You take the pictures, you upload them into the app, you put the information in the app, you click submit. Immediately, a text message gets sent to every cash buyer that's registered with our platform. And it says, look what just hit the fan. If they are interested in that zip code, they're going to get a text message that says, look what just hit the fan. And they will be able to touch it, look at their screen. They'll be able to chat with you, the seller, back and forth, make you a verbal offer. If you kind of reach an agreement, you can go to a DocuSign integration that's built into the app and built into the website. Either way, you can go to contract using DocuSign and you don't have to get back to your office and create your sales flyer. You could be under contract by the time you get back to your office, especially in a market like this. I think it has a chance to really be something cool. We're working hard. We went through a round of user testing last week, and we learned a lot of things that the development team had missed. And so consternation, a little bit of fussing, a little bit of finger pointing, whose fault it was. And we're working on it now. And I can't give you a definite release date because we thought we were going to be ready for mid-March, but I think now it's probably going to be at least end of March. But this is something that I'm devoting a fair amount of my time to behind the scenes. Now, those are the activities of everything related to flipping America. In addition to that, I'm actually flipping houses still. And I want to see if anybody, I'm going to look over here now to see if anybody has any questions. Oh, somebody said the slides are blurry and unable to read the information. I am very sorry to hear that. I don't know. Okay, now there's some questions coming in here. I wish you'd put them in the Q&A tab because I don't want to miss anything. Hey, Wiley Nunn in Huntsville, Alabama. How you doing? I'm going to show you a video. Do you know where Elkmont, Alabama is? I'm going to show you a video in just a minute of a house in Elkmont. And Targan in Florida. Great to see you. Glad you're here. I'm sorry the slides were blurry, guys. If you want this slideshow, I'll send them to you if you really want. Renee says, can you repeat the link address? Which link? The link to what? Oh, yeah. Several people have commented on the blurry slides. I don't know what to do about that. That's not the first time I've heard that, but they're perfectly clear here. So I don't really know what the fix is. If any of you have any ideas, I would appreciate that. All right. So are y'all ready for this little surprise? I tried to set this up as the countdown timer was starting, and what I did was I ended the countdown timer prematurely. So let me see if I can just drag this in here. Oh, here we go. Watch this video. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm coming to you live from my balcony right here in Midtown Atlanta. And the reason I'm outdoors is going to become apparent to you in just a few minutes. But today I want to talk about a property that we just rehabbed in Elkmont, Alabama. Now, I don't normally go that far out of the city, but this was a unique opportunity. This is a 100-year-old farmhouse that it was in need of some love. We picked it up from the HUD Home Store, and we're in the property for about $125,000, $130,000. Don't know the exact dollar yet. We've got a few more things to do. But now, hey everybody, how's it going? I'm coming to you live from my balcony right here in Midtown Atlanta. And the reason I'm outdoors is going to become apparent to you in just a few minutes. But today I want to talk about a property that we just rehabbed in Elkmont, Alabama. Now, I don't normally go that far out of the city, but this was a unique opportunity. This is a 100-year-old farmhouse that it was in need of some love. We picked it up from the HUD Home Store, and we're in the property for about $125,000, $130,000. Don't know the exact dollar yet. We've got a few more things to do. But now I'm going to throw up on the screen a little bit about what it looked like. Here's some before pictures, and there's what it looked like on the outside before, and the after picture of the outside is not that much difference, but you do notice some improvements there. We fix everything that's broken and make sure that everything is right. But the real beauty of this house is on the inside. All new floors, all new paint, and an all new kitchen. Here's the kitchen before, and here's the kitchen after. Beautiful job. Got the property on the market, got a full price offer. My investors are thrilled with this progress. We actually got a little bit more for it than we thought we were going to get when we bought it. And so that's always good. And so I'm thinking about this 100-year-old farmhouse, and I think it over and I think it over, and you know what would go great with a 100-year-old farmhouse? I had an idea, and here's the idea. We're going to go over here, and we're going to go down here and look inside my humidor. Inside my humidor, there is a cigar that will go perfectly with this property. Oh, here it is. It's a Rocky Patel Decade. Yes. Old farmhouse, a cigar with a history. Why not? Right? All right. Now, I'm just going to, I can't wait to do this. I like these anyway. I've had them for a while. So cut it. And I'm thinking, what goes with a 100-year-old farmhouse and a decades-old cigar? How about this? A bottle of Mead Reserve Bourbon. This is some good stuff. You can see, I've tried it. So there's a story with this bourbon. This bourbon was produced by Charles Nelson in conjunction with the Sperry Wade and Company in Greenbrier, Tennessee. Now, they were great. This bourbon was a bestseller, and it launched in 1878, but it was, of course, went out of business during Prohibition. Fast forward this story to 2006. Andy and Charlie Nelson, two young men, just graduated from college. They were running an errand with their father, and they saw, they were outside their home in Greenbrier, Tennessee, and they saw a historical marker about this distillery run by Charles Nelson. Well, that's part of their family's past. And one of the boys said this was one of the most clarifying moments in his life when they realized they had stumbled across the distillery that their ancestor had run, and they did some poking around. They found the actual buildings. Long story short, they reopened the distillery and are producing this historic bourbon. So while I get this cigar lit, I'm going to tell you that, yeah, there you go. And this is why I am outside. We're going to tell you that I like the idea of pairing a property with a cigar. It's kind of just an excuse to smoke a cigar and have a sip of an adult beverage. But I'll let you know in just a minute what the tasting notes are on this cigar and this whiskey, because, you know, I'm such an expert in all things, right? Okay, let's see here. You know, I just love it when they say that you know, they can taste notes of licorice and chocolate and so forth. You know what I taste in this cigar? Pretty good. That's what I taste. Well, what it kind of tastes like is it kind of tastes like a 100-year-old farmhouse that's been renovated and rehabbed. And here's a little bit of that Mead bourbon. Let's see how this goes. First, you have to nose it, right? And you know, you read reviews on this and people say, it just reminds me of apple pie. Somebody else says cinnamon and vanilla spice. Oh, it's got oaky overtones. You know what I say? 100-year-old farmhouse in Oakmont, Alabama. Yeah, I'm just as right as they are. You have a property you want to submit to me for a property pairing? Send it in to propertypairings@flippingamerica.net. I'll get it right. I'll come up with a perfect pairing for a whiskey and a cigar. How do you know I'll get it right? Hey, I'm the Flipping America guy. You can't argue with that. See you soon. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm coming to you live from my balcony right here in Midtown Atlanta. How about we do that? There we go. All right. Yeah, I was trying to set that up during the countdown timer and probably would have gone better. Can everybody hear me now? Okay. Hey, Chip, I think you put something in chat, but it looks like a blank screen to me. I don't know if everybody else can see it. But so what do y'all think? I'm just trying to be a little funny and have a little fun. And we've been thinking about doing property pairings for a while. And if it's well received, we might make it a regular feature of the Flipping America show. We're thinking about a couple of other things too. If you have a flip going on and you would be willing to let us film your flip, we would like to talk to you. We've got some particular technology requirements, but we'll get videos in Mondays and Tuesdays, get them edited, and we'll show them on the Wednesday show. All we want to do is a weekly update with you from the beginning to the end of your flip. And we want to show different people flipping houses all over the country, you know, flipping America, right? Another thing is if you have a good story something that would just make us go, ah, that's great. Like you help somebody get into a property who is struggling, or you help somebody, you save their credit by buying their house from them. If you have a story like that, then we want to hear that too. All right. Thanks, Renee. Okay. So, anyway, y'all put in the chat what you thought about the property pairings video. If nobody says anything, I'm going to assume you didn't like it. So maybe we won't do anymore. All right. I got a question from Candace. Here's a question about a process in the Buyers Club when selling. Have you ever offered a buyer's finder fee to them as okay. I'm not sure I am. Oh, thank you, Lana. Uh, thank you, Chip. Okay. Um, when selling, have you ever offered a buyer's finder fee to to a squatter? Oh, that okay. Offered the squatter a finder's fee to help find a buyer for your house. No, I've never done that. Most of the people that are squatting in my houses, I don't really want to deal with. I just want them out and gone. Just found out today I've got another squatter in one of mine. So that's always fun. But, if people are squatting there, then the house is mostly habitable, right? Um, Candace, if you decide to do that, I would like for you to let me know. And I know that you know how to get a hold of me. Um, I don't know. You could offer the guy something. It wouldn't hurt. The answer to every unasked question is the same. All right, thank you, Joyce. Okay, so I think 3 people have said that they liked it. 4 people now. Um, it was really just trying to have a little bit of fun, but I've got, you saw my humidor there. I don't really have any hobbies, so except just trying new cigars. So I'm coming up with good ones and not so good ones all the time. So if you have a property, what I want you to do is email it to propertypairings@flippingamerica.net. It can be something that you're wholesaling, Tony Sapp. I'm talking to you. I see you out there. It could be something that maybe a rehab that you've done, or maybe a rehab that you're about to start. I don't care what it is. Just tell me about the deal, and I'll pair it with a cigar and a whiskey, and we'll do it just for fun. Okay? And that will give me something else to do every single week. Like I need that. All right. Any other questions coming in the Q&A tab? All right. I went over this idea with my 31-year-old stepdaughter, and she said, "Oh yeah, if you do the property pairing, the internet will love you." Well, that's all I needed, uh, just to have the internet love me. Um, but I really think if we do the flipping houses across the country like I have in mind, think of diners, drive-ins, and dives, everybody. Okay, you know how Guy Fieri rides around the country and tries these different restaurants. What if we had, okay, today we're going to check in with Pat in Baltimore, and now let's switch over to Ron in Pittsburgh, and let's go to Susan in Omaha, and we just spend 5 or 8 minutes with each one of these people, get a weekly update, and see what's actually going on in their real flips. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? That'd be a show I would watch. All right. Julie says, if they're squatting in your house, are they using your water and electricity? No. They can't get the utilities turned on, but at least they have a roof over their head. What we do is we offer them, like the message that we delivered to the people in the house today. The message will get delivered tomorrow is, look, you got to go. You can't stay. The only question is, do you want to go with a little money in your pocket and some goodwill between us, or do you want this to be difficult? Because we will offer you $1,000 to be out in the next 30 days. So, and of course, we send them the money once they're out. Let's see. Do you fund multiple short-term rentals? Well, I'm a big fan of short-term rentals, and it's on my bucket list of things I want to do one of these days. But right now, I'm keeping it out there as a shiny object and one of those things I should not pursue. I have enough things going on that I know what I'm doing. I don't want to get into something that's new. Yes, Julie. She asked, how did the squatters get in? Break a window or a door or sliding door to get in? I'm not sure what they broke, but they broke something. And a lot of houses are not that hard to get into. Um, I hate to admit this on a national Zoom call, but if I go to a house and I am 100% sure it's vacant and the deadbolt isn't locked, I can be in there faster than you could with a key. It's really easy. Yeah, I have credit cards reserved just for that purpose. I don't use them for credit cards, but um, and I'm not going to do a video demonstrating that, so don't even ask because one of the guys that I used to do some investing with was a realtor friend of mine, and a great guy. But of course, he's got some different liabilities because he is a realtor, and he was amazed at how fast this former preacher could break into houses. Yeah, it's just not that hard. And so I'm not surprised when people are in there. And that doesn't mean the house is eminently livable, but it means it's, you know, not completely torn up. All right. Chip, do you have your mic on? All right. All right, everybody. Many of you are regulars here. Some of you are brand new, but just to let you know, one of our sponsors is Bay Mountain Capital. They have money for your next deal, and Chip runs the southeastern region. Is that right? I don't know exactly. Okay, and he is here to tell us a little bit about Bay Mountain and something they've got going on, and a little bit about their company. Ready, set, go. No apologies needed. We need to hear that story again. Yes, and you're right, Chip. I'm not really looking hard in Atlanta, but every time I do an event with Benson Juarez from Privy, we take a look in the Atlanta market, and every time we do this, we find a property that's listed on the MLS that is a price that I'm willing to pay. And yeah, so they're out there. Um, all right. I wonder if we could find out who might fund a deal for her in Hawaii. Oh, you know what? I just realized I am personal friends with the guy that owns a company called the American Association of Hard Money and Private Money Lenders. You know Eddie Wilson from Think Realty? Yeah, we're buds. Uh, yeah, I'll just reach out to him. Um, I think it's the American Association of Private Lenders, AAPL. Yeah, I'll look it up. All right. What is the best, Candace says, what is the best software to find your deals? Now, if Privy is available in your area, I really like it. Um, Yes, it is going to be soon. But I haven't tested the nationwide aspect of it yet to see if they have the same heat maps and all of the features. Honestly, I don't know how they're going to get that without access to the local MLSs, but we'll see. Privy works with the local MLS for to have live data, and so you can see where the flipping activity really is in an area, and you can assume that would be a good area for you to get involved in, and then you could set your parameters for what you're willing to pay. Now, I always set my parameters lower than what Benson does in the webinar, but I still find something every time we get on a call. I make an offer. Um, it's Yeah, and yes, I'll do more than spell it. I'm going to go over here and open up my Evernote, and I'm going to give you a link because if you will use my link to subscribe to Privy, they will pay me $19. And hey, I don't sneeze at $19. Put that together twice, and I can buy my wife sushi for lunch. So I'll put that in there in just a minute. It takes Evernote a minute to open up while I've got all this other stuff running here. Um, so I use Privy. Um, I I will tell you guys some other places. Um, do it, Jim. I'll get to your question in just a minute. Um, okay. Okay. While that's searching, some other ways that I find deals. One of the things that I really like to do is I go to HUDHomestore.com. Now, I don't personally do it anymore. I have a team of people that do these things for me, but our team is making offers on HUD houses in 8 states, and we make offers on many, many HUD houses in 8 states every week. All right, that didn't. There we go. So I'm grabbing my affiliate link here for Privy, and I'll put that in here. Another place that I get leads is by going to flippingamericacomps.com. Now, this is my white label version for PropStream. I don't mind telling you that because you'll see it as soon as you get there. I also like PropStream. It's a little more expensive than Privy, but you can do some pretty cool things. Like one of the things we're doing in PropStream is we're pulling lists from code enforcement notifications. That's public knowledge, and that's available to us on PropStream, and we're pulling code enforcement, and then we're skip tracing those, and we have our VAs calling those people to see if there's a house there that we could buy. And without saying a whole lot, I should just say that this is going pretty well. And so you just go to flippingamericacomps.com, and you can take a look at that. There's a 7-day free trial. I think there's a 7-day free trial with Privy and PropStream. Then the other thing that I do to really generate deal flow when I'm in, buy and fix mode in a particular market, I will go to every networking meeting in that town. In Atlanta, that's about 50 different networking meetings because we've got 3 big RIAs here. They all have subgroups, and I go to all the subgroups, and I have the same little pattern that I say in every one of them. Hi, I'm Roger. I'm a fix and flip investor, a cash buyer. I've got cash. I can close fast. If you're a wholesaler, put me on your list. RogerBuysHomes@gmail.com. I don't give out my number. I don't want anybody calling me. I don't want text message blasts. I want emails because I have somebody that looks at that email account. All right. So now that's not a software, Candace, but that's probably my number one technique. And the other thing, probably the best thing that I did, and this isn't available to everybody on the call, so I don't know if I should even tell you, but I managed to get into Eric Tomasi's VIP program with auction.com. And there's only 15 people in it nationwide. But that right there, that alone puts 10,000 deals in my inbox every week. Plus, I get another 50 or 60 or 100 from various wholesalers that I've networked with and met and over the years. But I get a lot of deals that just come to me this way. But with all of that, um, I'm getting deals from um, HUD more than anything else in the last few months. And keep in mind too, I have the capacity to do 100 flips a year. I used to do 100 flips a year, but I don't have the capacity to do that and do these meetings and do 3 podcasts a week. So something has to go. And so I'm sacrificing a lot of income for you guys. So I need the love. I need you to join the Flipping America RIA. Okay. Um, Targan, does it cover commercial? I hope I'm saying your name right. If you can, uh, yes, Nina, you are. Does it cover commercial property? I don't think so. I've never really looked for commercial property there. When I'm looking for commercial property, I go to LoopNet. And LoopNet, you're going to find, you can go to CoStar also, but on LoopNet, you're going to find something that everybody else knows about. But I have gotten some steals from LoopNet buying commercial property. And the other place I get commercial property is through networking because, there is no multiple listing service or multiple listing agreement. If you want to be in commercial, sometimes it's just who you know. All right. Do you mind if I refer you to a bird dog program as an active buyer? No, I don't mind. RogerBuysHomes@gmail.com if they need an email address. Thank you, Jim. Candace, is there a special business requirement to buy on the HUD site? Well, what you have to buy on the HUD site is you have to have a relationship with a realtor who has their HUD. It's the NAID, I think is the abbreviation. It's their code that enables them to make offers through the HUD system. A lot of realtors have this already. Your realtor might be willing to get it for you, but one of the things that my team has done is they've created a streamlined way to make the HUD offers that actually helps our agents out. We have an agent in all the different states where we're making HUD offers, and that person has to be the first point of contact. HUD will only talk to agents. And but we've worked out a little method that maybe one of these days I'll share with y'all that makes it easy for those realtors to accommodate us and to make that volume of offers on properties. And frankly, most of the offers that we make are ignored. They don't even bother to say no. They just ignore it because we're making really low offers. We make these offers and then we can wholesale the houses later on for less than the last listed HUD price and still make pretty good money. And the last listed HUD price might have been an okay deal. So that's a little bit about how we do that. The only other requirements, Candace, you don't have to be a business. You can be an individual. But the first couple of weeks that a property is on the HUD site, it's only available to owner occupants or nonprofits. And we are neither of those. So we have to wait. And, most of the best deals probably get snapped up during that 2-week time. What we're really going for is the properties that are a little bit more dogged out, that they've started reducing, because when HUD starts reducing the price on it, then the percentage of that price they will take is actually less. So, yeah. So, in other words, when they first list it, they might come off 10%. But if they drop the price by 10%, they might come off 20% off that. And we're trying to get them for around 40 or 50% of the listing price. What about the auction list? The list that I get from the auction sites is because I'm in the VIP program. I had to jump through a bunch of hoops and do some proof of funds and different things and identify my company, and I had to get approved. And they don't have very many people in this program. That's why I'm able to. That's what we have. It's a buyers club. So because I'm in the VIP program, I do get spreadsheets with the auction list that they don't make available to the general public. And I know when the auctions are going to start. I can search and sort through these spreadsheets to find, narrow down the 150 to 200 properties in a week that I want to bid on. By the way, if you're on this call and you're in the club, I got 2 houses today, and I'm going to send an email out. My plan is to send an email out to the club tomorrow. So be watching your email tomorrow, because I got one in Pennsylvania. The club price is going to be, I think it's like 13.5 in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and another one that's going to be around 17 or 18,000 in West Virginia. I just got these properties, and so that's coming, and that's the kind of price that club members get from me. I'm finding these houses. I'm working with a friend, and we're plowing through these spreadsheets and making, we're bidding and active, and we don't get the reserve price. They used to actually give us the reserve price, so we knew where we had to be. But they don't give us that anymore. But we had it enough years. We kind of know, based on where the opening bid is, what the reserve probably is. And what we're finding is here lately, we've been getting properties below the reserve price, and they decide to sell them to us anyway. So that's enough of that. All right. Wiley, what do you want me to spell? Oh, the privy. There, I put the link to the privy in the chat for everyone to see, and also flippingamericacomps.com. Those are the 2 softwares that I really kind of rely on. Now, I hear good things about Deal Machine, and I've even come this close to signing up for a Deal Machine app, to a subscription to it. But right now, I don't have the capacity with any of the team members that we have to add that in. We're going to do it, and I'll let you know. But I had on my show the Polites. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on their first name right now, but they're killing it with Deal Machine. So they say good things, and I can believe that. And if you want to check out Deal Machine, I'm an affiliate for that too. You go to bit.ly/$driving. That link right there. All right. Renee says, I'm looking for a seller finance fixer-upper house in Chattanooga and surrounding areas. The house is for me personally, and I'm having a hard time finding anything. Yeah. My primary agent, our HUD agent in Tennessee, is in Chattanooga. And I was talking with her a couple weeks ago, and she said there just isn't anything for sale in Chattanooga. But let's see. You know what? Do this, Renee. If you will drop me an email, keep in mind that I've got like 400 or 500 emails today, and it may take me a minute to find it and get to it. But if you will drop me an email, I will email an introduction. I will introduce you to Emily, or if you just want to see if you can find her, her name is Emily Berryman. I don't want to put her phone number in here because of, respect for her privacy and so forth. But Emily Berryman, I think she's with Keller Williams in Chattanooga. If you can find her, give her a call. She is terrific. And if there's anybody that can find you a house, it would be her. She's really good at it. And that's why she's our agent in not just Chattanooga, but the whole state of Tennessee. All right. Well, I honestly didn't know what was going to happen tonight. I kind of thought we might be done in 15 minutes, but I appreciate all the questions. And I think I appreciate the opportunity to tell you the things that we're trying to get done here at Flipping America. And all of it is designed to help us all to grow together, to grow rich together, and grow old together as friends, and do well in real estate, supporting each other and helping each other. And so thank you for being a part. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for joining in. And if you have ideas and suggestions, I have a new challenge right here on my computer. I stick notes up here to remind me and motivate me of things Can I take the topic of real estate and make one of the most entertaining shows out there, while at the same time maintaining credibility, accuracy, and integrity? That's what I want to do. That's why we came up with the property pairings. That's why we also want to do the real stories segment, and that's why we're going to do house flipping across the country to be truly flipping America. So if you have other suggestions, we'll take it all under thought and considerations. Just hit me up. And Wiley, finding the owner of a vacant property. What you need to do is um, look at the tax records and see where the tax bill is sent, and that will be where the owner is. You can skip trace them and get a phone number that way. If you need to find the tax records, go to the county website and start drilling down. And if I can help you further with that one, drop me an email. Send it to questions at flippingamerica.net. Okay? All right, that's it for tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Always glad to visit with you, and we'll see you next Wednesday. And yeah, thanks for the sevens. Appreciate that. We will see you next Wednesday. What are we doing next Wednesday? I don't know. Next Thursday night's numbers. Next Wednesday night, something. Or next Wednesday at lunchtime is something. I got somebody coming. I gave you the announcement earlier. It's late. I've had a long day. You'll get emails from me about it. Okay? We'll see you.